Lachy, thanks for joining me, brother.
Mate, thanks for having me. I've been excited for this one. It's very exciting times. Keen for some steak.
Yeah, we normally have it before, but obviously we're eating after, so
Yeah, after
I made
today.
the exception.
Yeah.
On January the 1st in 2025, you wrote, 2024 is just scratching the surface. I'm proud of my efforts and my resilience in 2024, but I'm extra fired up for what is going down in 2025. Let's get cracking. What do you think that message is going to be as Jan the 1st, 2026 approaches?
Oh man, it's been a big year. This year, it's probably been best year of my life, I reckon. Got married, moved from Sydney up to Sunshine Coast. Business has been really good. Went all in on that, quite aggressive with it. But I think next year is going to be even better, man. I'm very excited for what's coming. It's just been a big fucking year, but I'm really excited for the next step. I feel like I'm at a point where all the, I've been doing this for probably 5-6 years now. All that first just fucking grind of the first, say, 2 to 3 years where you're just getting nowhere, but you're doing 12-hour days, just doing the repetitions. It's all finally kind of coming together, which is very exciting. It feels good. Yeah.
Do you think the version of you 2 years ago, do you think he would believe what you would have just said?
Oh man, fuck no. Two
Not
years
even
ago.
a year? I don't know.
Yeah.
How far? How far ago?
So probably about, I would say 3 to 4, maybe max 3.5 years ago, I started making some big changes. Just focusing on growing the business, sort of cut back drinking. I was going out in the past, I used to go out partying a lot, go pretty hard with that for a good 10 years, probably from 16 to say 26. I was just going hard every weekend, a few nights a week sort of thing. And then I just decided, I was like, nah, enough's enough. I focused on personal training. It was the first time in my life, I was doing something I was passionate about. So that just led me to make some changes naturally. Kind of got myself on track. Started my business. Business was going well. Was personal training in the gym. And then from there, once everything was on track, I got Crohn's. So I had this big flare up. I was in hospital, lost a ton of weight. Everything kind of went south from there. So I kind of had to go one step further. And it was a bit weird. The timing was off. It kind of felt like everything was going on the right track. I had an engagement ring for my missus, and it happened the week before I was proposing. So we had this hotel booked and everything. The Monday before I proposed, I was in hospital. So 5 days out. So I had to try and get out, and I was just this malnourished little man because I lost heaps of weight in hospital and that.
I saw the post, yeah.
Yeah. And then, man, just the changes since then. Now I rarely drink. I drank at my wedding 6 months ago. I'll only drink if it's very special occasions, and it'll be a tequila soda. But just to give your context, before I had every fucking bad habit imaginable. I was smoking from 16 to 26. I used to drink multiple nights a week. I used to smoke weed every night, gamble. I used to sell drugs for a couple of years in between that. To go from that to now where I'm eating clean, focus on my business. I think now, similar to what we're speaking about before the pod, but one of the things that I've noticed about myself since making all these changes is that I used to struggle just to be with myself in my thoughts. So as I look back, all the destructive behavior, the intense training and whatever it was, I was always distracting myself. But now I guess the biggest change is that I can go for a walk and not listen to music, and I'm not fucking lost in my own head going crazy. So yeah, man, there's been a lot of big changes in the last couple of years, especially. I'm excited for the next few years and what they're going to bring.
I was going to ask, oftentimes I look at people like yourself and anyone in the space that you're in, and there is often a story or a trigger.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen. They don't just wake up and they say, I'm going to be doing this. Even for me, there's a multitude of things that have happened. And it's that story sort of explains what I just said. There's obviously a massive... Well, there's heaps of things that have happened that have caused you to do what you do today, essentially.
Yeah, man, it was a lot. There's a lot of little things that caused the change. Even making the career change in the first place. I left school, didn't really have much direction of what I wanted to do. I kind of was in the mindset I'm just going to fuck around and then figure it out later sort of thing. And I was just I went from like construction to 9-to-5 jobs to labouring. I got made redundant in COVID. So that kind of triggered the original big shift. So then I was doing like labouring, carpet laying for a couple of years there. And I was just like, fuck, like there's just got to be more to life than this. And then, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to start personal training. I was scared. I don't know why. I think it was maybe a self-confidence thing or a self-doubt thing that I never did it. Like I've always been training. Like I was obsessed with like lifting weights. Like had to beg my mum to let me to go to the gym at like 12 and 14 kind of thing. And I was lifting weights in my room at like 10, doing push-ups, pull-ups, all that sort of stuff. So looking back, I don't know why I didn't just start personal training right away. But I think when you're young, 17, 18, you kind of feel like you're making a decision for the rest of your life. And I guess I was just scared to do that at the time. But then having the career change and that kind of triggered everything. And from there, it's just that put me on the path, I guess, of personal development because you're kind of chucked in the deep end once you're running your own business. So that was definitely the start.
What led up to you starting that destructive 10-year phase?
Oh man, I think I'd always had some demons, I reckon. Like even when I was like a young kid, I used to think, like when I look back, I was like, I don't think kids would have some of the thoughts that I was having. Like I struggled with sleep. I'd go to bed like heaps wide. And I used to think I was just dumb. And I realized like when you're a kid, you need to fucking sleep for, 8 to 10 hours minimum. I was probably sleeping for 3 hours for most of my childhood.
What do you think caused that?
I'm not too sure, Like I've had like, I wouldn't say my life's been pretty good, got a very like loving family and everything, but there were times where it was a little bit like chaotic and stuff at home, school with me personally. Like, I used to be someone who would kind of get myself into a lot of trouble. I don't actually know why the trouble started to begin with, but I have kind of been in and out of trouble like as I was growing up. But I guess for whatever reason, I haven't quite figured it out yet, like where the demons and that have come from. Luckily, I've got them at bay. Well, I guess I feel like a little bit of a side note here, but I feel like your demons are always there, but you just get better at managing them, I reckon. But I'm not too sure exactly where it started from. It has been someone where I've always been like a little bit fiery, had my issues, bit of anxiety, that kind of thing. I battled with depression when I was younger, kind of went off the rails. And then I always used training, I guess, as my outlet. And then once I turned 16 and I started, drinking and smoking weed, I was like, well, this is pretty fucking fun too. So I kind of just went hard with it. Like, I don't know exactly why. I just enjoyed it. And it's not necessarily one of those sad stories where you're like, oh, I fucking, I stole my mum's car and took her wallet and all this shit. Like I was having fun. Like I was enjoying myself with it. But just that fun obviously comes at a cost eventually. So
I described it as destructive before. Did you know it was destructive at the time? And do you think that's the right word?
It was self-destructive.
Okay.
But
did you know it was? Yeah.
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
I didn't know it was because it was just fun to me at the time. And you kind of have all these like little excuses you tell yourself. For example, like smoking weed, because like I said before, I couldn't sleep. I told myself that I needed weed to sleep. So then I started smoking weed every day. And then like drinking, you guess it kind of took the nerves off. And I'm very like, even now, like if I do have to drink, I'm very fun drunk. I'm very like social and stuff. Whereas sober, I wouldn't say shy, but I'm a little bit more introverted. Like I'll go out, say to a gathering or going out with the boys or whatever, probably 3-4 hours, and like that's good for me.
Same,
so and then I'm like, sweet, saw everyone, I'm good to go now. But when I drink, I'm like, I'll stay out the whole night, maybe the whole next day. So it's a few different things, but I'm always someone that's been doing it. Like when I am drinking, I'm pretty fucking good vibes. I don't know, at the time it wasn't destructive, but more so for me, I guess where the destruction happens is the days after, when I'm like in that real low. Like I've had a really big fun weekend, but Monday to Thursday, I'm useless. I'm just laying there feeling sorry for myself and not focusing on work. And I think the biggest regret out of that isn't actually, going out and drinking and getting fucked up on the weekends with the boys. It's more so the days, say the 3-4 days after every single week that I wasted during that time, where I could have been so much further ahead now in my business and in life. So I think that's the part where the destructive side of things takes
Yeah,
place.
but it's like you look at it like that. It's like, would you be doing what you're doing now if you didn't go through that though?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I said this the other day. I said I sort of wish I found what I did or what I do earlier, but then I look at if I could, I just couldn't have found it earlier.
Yeah.
Because there were so many things that happened before that resulted in me doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think we're pretty self-critical
Yeah.
just in how we've been raised. And something that stood up to me was the fact that you said that you thought you were doing good, but people reiterated the fact that it was a failure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That dude, I heard that and I'm like, that is me to a T. Like, because I would really try hard.
Yeah.
And you just build a constant, or you build something inside of you that you think you're not good enough.
Yeah. Man.
And that's how I viewed that. People telling you know you're good, and as a result, you suffer from anxiety, and then you're constantly trying to prove something.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think that sort of stuff is what gives you the drive to keep going. And like we we're chatting about earlier today, just all the just the repetitiveness and doing something like you work all week on a video and it just tanks and like you've got to get up and the next day and do the exact same thing all over again. So I think you do need something that is a really big emotional driver to keep you on track.
It's funny. I'm probably at the point now where the videos haven't tanked, which is arguably, because I think when the videos tank, you're just like, come on, let's go. I can be better.
Yeah.
But when they go well, which some of them have on YouTube, I'm like, far out. How do I do better?
Yeah.
Which is a underrated, or whatever the word is. It's probably something that isn't spoken about as much.
Yeah.
Like when you're a one-man show, like trying to level up things that have already gone well.
Yeah.
That's actually challenging.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think as well, sometimes when things are going well, the little like 1% standards can start to slip. And then you realize like you can't stop doing the thing that got you to where you are now, because otherwise then you're not going to get the same result. And obviously you need to probably change some things to improve on it. But it's the same thing with like my clients where I'm coaching a lot of the time. It's like weight loss and that kind of thing. And what happens is, say they lose 10 kilos and they're so happy with the result, they're loving it, but slowly but surely they'll stop the little 1% habits. So whether it's hitting their steps or weighing their food properly, or, you know, they're snacking every now and then, and then they go, oh, Lachy, like I'm not getting results anymore. I've gained like 2 kilos. What's going on? I'm like, you've stopped doing the thing that actually got you there in the first place. So you need to keep going. I think it's almost a complacency thing when things start going well.
The guest yesterday said he had a fear of being content.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what it's like, oh, maybe I've made, and he used the word like multiple millions of dollars. Like maybe I've made this much. Imagine if I want the same next year.
Yeah. Oh, bro, 100%. Because I find if you do lose that kind of hunger that gets you started,
you're done.
Yeah, you're done. But it is hard because it just kind of naturally fades out. But you just got to remind yourself about it to keep pushing.
Yeah, I think it's important. Yeah, it's a battle for me at the moment, honestly, because I've had some videos go well, and I'm like, far out. Like maybe I'll just do the same, and then you do the same thing next week, and it goes worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well.
It's hard finding the changes. How do you usually get ideas? Like, do they just kind of come to you, pop them in your notes?
Yeah.
And,
I've had some people say to me, I struggle with ideas. I'm one of the people that have too many ideas, but I can't act on all of them.
Yeah.
You know, like I do a lot of research and I'm like, fuck, that's a great video. Like I could make that. I think I could do that. But some of the things are just too hard to do with one man.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I see your YouTube and even your reels, man. It's like, it's crazy what you're doing. Like from someone who doesn't make content, you look at it like, oh, it's an awesome video of steak. It looks fucking lovely.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, I see all the fucking lighting movements, the camera angles, the refocusing the camera. I'm like, fuck me. That is like, I think you'll, bro, you'll definitely, you'll blow up like with how much you're putting into it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it is sort of consuming.
Oh yeah.
Consuming and it I think what you said before about tanking, like I view every video as a learning.
Yeah.
And I think with the amount of content that me and yourself put out, if you view every post as a representation of your self-worth,
yeah,
as to how it performs, then we use the word you're done before. Like, I think you are done if you tie your self-worth to the performance of a video.
Yeah.
So everything that I put out, if it goes well, it goes well.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, so be it.
It's a good learning curve to have. And you never know, man. Like, it's sometimes, especially if you're someone that has a service business like myself, like if a video goes terrible, yes, it might have, say, 2,000 views on it or whatever. One of those 2,000 people might be like, fuck yeah, I love that. I'm going to become a client, or I'm going to, whatever it is, reach out, whatever you're doing with your business. It only takes one person, but it's learning. It's all learning. That's why something that I was talking about to one of my mates who's starting a business and just recently started posting on Instagram. I was like, you need to break out of the mindset of looking like just at followers or whatever. Go to all the pages that you like, or the accounts or people that you like. Go look at how many times they've posted, and then you'll see the results. Because when I first started, I was like, fuck, I've been posting for 3 years and I've got, fuck all followers. But then I was looking at the accounts that I kind of inspired by, I should say, and they've posted 3,000 times. So I'm like, it's just a repetition thing. It's all it is. It's just a numbers thing. And eventually you'll get there. And some of their content, like, it might not get many views, or it might not even be that good, but it's just constantly doing the thing. And then eventually it blows up. And it's not necessarily, about the data or the metrics. It's just the fucking repetition and doing it over and over again that gets you there.
What do you think the 20-year-old version of yourself would say about the man that sits in front of me today?
He would not believe.
Really?
He would be like, no, I get fucked. No, he definitely wouldn't believe it. I think when I was 20, I was a bit of a maniac. I was going out, like, never did, when I say like I used to get fucked up and do drugs and stuff, was never, never did fucking like heroin or ice. It was just a lot more so drinking and partying kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just doing it to...
Never dabbled? No, I'm joking.
not that I've known of, but I guess you never know.
Dude, if I was doing that stuff, it'd be bad.
Oh, it fucking scared the shit out of me, because I've got a very addictive personality. Like even like at the moment probably the last year or so, I took a break from caffeine, and then I started having like once a week, and then before I knew it was fucking twice a day. It just happens too quick, even small stuff, very addictive personality. So I knew with those like 2 drugs or anything kind of similar to that, I'd be like, I knew I'd have it once and I'd be done. Like, that'd be life over. So I never touched that, luckily.
Clever.
Same thing with steroids, actually. Like, when I was young, I was right into my bodybuilding, and I was like very, very tempted to do in gear, but I knew that it would be something that if I did it once, it wouldn't be like I'd be doing it and going too crazy with it. So luckily, somewhere along the line, I had that mentality, which kind of kept me safe from that sort of shit. But partying, that was when I was 20. I was going very, very hard with that. I just think a little bit reckless would be the word. So I think going from that to where I am now is just completely different. If you told me that I was never going to, or hardly drink again, and I wasn't going to be eating, KFC fucking 3 nights a week, and I was just going to be eating steak and a little bit of fruit for the rest of my life, he'd be like, no fucking chance. But
I think, like I said, anyone that's stumbled upon this lifestyle, none of them would have thought that. Yeah. At 20 or whatever age it is.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you like you said, you dabble in it, but I first started, I didn't really think I was going to be eating this way. I did it as a temporary thing with my Crohn's, because I was looking for answers. I was trying to get on, like, the doctors were giving me medication, which I recently just found out was a moderate form of chemotherapy. I just got like all the stuff back. So they tried to put me on immunosuppressants, which is like a light form of chemo. And I was taking them, and I just felt like shit. And, at that time I was still healthy. I was still like training, and I ate right, or what I thought was healthy during the week. But on the weekends, I'd drink beer and, eat whatever I wanted, sort of thing. So I was like, all right, well, I'll cut that out. I'll just eat whole foods. So I ate like salad and, then steak and protein a bit bars. Of fruit. Protein bars and that sort of shit. And I was like, well, that's not working. Yeah. So I took it down a step further, and then I just did just like steak and veg, and then that still wasn't working. So I just naturally, it wasn't like I went out, I was like, I'm doing carnivore, I'm doing animal based. I just naturally fine tuned my diet to what worked for me. And the more I did it, I was like, once I was just on like meat and fruit, a bit of fermented veg, I was like, fuck, this is actually working. And then I go through phases where I'll do, you know, a bit more carnivore style or a little bit of fermented veg, whatever it is. But if you told me I was cutting out veggies and ultra processed food forever, like 10 years ago, I'd be like, fuck, no chance.
The thing that did it for me, I would do these weeks of starvation. Like I'd starve myself for a whole week.
Yeah.
And eat like, I remember I would do like I would do a 5 a.m. till 2 p.m. shift. And that was when I'd have 2 p.m. I'd have my first meal. Yeah. And it'd be a tiny little container of oats.
Fuck, no way.
Like a small container.
Yeah.
Then I'd go home and have egg with a tiny bit of onion marinated in olive oil.
Yeah.
That would be the only meal that I ate.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts. And then I got to the end of the week and I would have 5 or 6 donuts.
Yeah, bro. Fuck, that's so. When you were doing that, like, how often was that sort of cycle happening?
It was for a long time, like the whole of 2020, basically. Yeah, and then in October, I bought the carnivore code.
Yeah,
from Paul Saladino. But up until but from a few months before that, I was like doing. Then I started doing some meal prep stuff.
Yeah,
and then eventually it was just like
you would have felt so good going from that. Like, it's fucking probably. How quick did you feel good?
Yeah, well, my asthma went pretty quickly.
Yeah,
sort of. I don't know. I think it comes back if I get sick and stuff, but it doesn't come back like today. Like it's fine.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
How bad did it get for you when you were in your 20s from a mental health perspective?
Mental health was pretty fucked in 20s. So I battled, had pretty bad depression from like 16, 17. Yeah. Like I always had a little bit like ups and downs. I remember even like when I was a kid, I used to just think, sometimes throughout the year, there might be months where you feel sad and then other months you feel good. And like, that's just kind of normal. And like, this is in early primary school, I had that kind of headspace. But then, as I got older, it kind of got worse. And I think about 16, 17, it started getting pretty bad, like thinking about suicide a bit and like kind of almost I wouldn't say I come close, but there was a day where like I had a plan, I was going to do it. And then like I stopped because I thought of like just the front row, like of my funeral. And then like that vision sort of popped into my head and I was like, fucking just was like, that sort of threw me off. And I was like, all right, well, I'll scratch that idea for a while. And then now we're talking about it now, you should be a psychologist. But that's kind of when the reckless kind of drugs and alcohol started. Because I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to neck myself. I'm just going to have as much fun as I can and then figure it out fucking later. So that's kind of the mindset and mentality I had, which isn't very healthy as I know now. And then as I got into probably maybe like 22-ish, around that sort of age, once I started realizing that I didn't really have any direction. I've just been partying and I haven't worked towards anything. I didn't like my job. I was just kind of in sales and construction, like I mentioned before. Then the depression like hit a lot harder and it was a lot more real. So I guess kind of, I don't even really know what got me out of it. I think there was a part of me where I was like, well, fuck it. Because the second time I was quite close, like I had a bit of a plan and just, I wanted to do it. The only reason I didn't was for family and people close to me. Like it wasn't a me thing. Like I generally at that time wanted like to do it, but didn't do it for other people. And then I kind of had the mindset shift where I was like, well, this is kind of a fucking bonus. So like, I'm going to stop doing jobs that I hate because the worst case scenario was about like to happen. So this is just a bonus point. So there's really nothing worse that can happen. Like I already want to fucking like top myself. So why not give what I want to do a crack? And if it doesn't work out, I guess I'll just be in the same position anyway. So that was the big mental shift that took place. So.
Do you think it was an accumulation of things that resulted in you having that thought or plan, let's just say?
Yeah, I think it was a lot, man. I think it was just a lot of probably just being a bit overwhelmed and a lot going on. And then I guess just, all the small stuff that happens through life. And then, you just kind of get to a point where it wasn't, the scary part for me was just where a lot of people probably don't realize with depression, it's not necessarily like you're sad or angry. The scary part's when you're just kind of numb. Like you just, like there's just nothing. Like you're not happy, you're not sad. You're just kind of dragging your feet through the day. That's where it's kind of scary. You've kind of like checked out like mentally already. And that's kind of where where I was at. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird thing to get through. But then I think once I started like personal training, that was the first time in life where I had some form of like purpose, because I wanted to help people. I think a big part of it was I kind of always felt like I had more to offer, but I had no area to actually like put that to use. And I didn't know what it was. So like I was in construction. I'm fucking terrible on the tools. Never hire me as a handyman. I'm awful at it. And so like I was just making mistakes at work, and then like just simple shit like that. Just didn't have too much, I guess, self-worth at that point, and just kind of compounded over time.
You said something before about you didn't do it because of the family, but then you also said before about you didn't do the drugs because you were self-aware enough to know that it's not.
Yeah.
So despite everything or your state of mind at the time and everything that you did, it sounds like, would self-aware be the right word? I'm not sure what it is. Because it's like, you knew that wasn't a good thing. You knew, like you stopped yourself at the time despite your state of mind that doing steroids, doing all that sort of stuff. Like, how do you think that self-awareness was developed?
Well, I guess, there must have been something at the time that obviously there was a part of me that did want to like be here still, I guess. So it wasn't like, there would have had to be. And I guess that's a very good point. Like, I guess why didn't I just go, oh, fuck it, I'll just do that. But I guess maybe the only other thing could be maybe that to me was worse than dying, like just living a life like that, like, addicted to ice and that kind of thing. Like I think that probably scared me more than dying. I guess that's another perspective to think about. But
so you were thinking about doing that stuff though?
No.
Okay.
Never thought about doing ice. I don't know if it's just something that has just been ingrained to me like as a kid or something, but I never thought about doing ice, heroin, anything like that. So that was like my one fucking out of all the shit I was doing, that was like the one rule that I actually stuck to.
I remember you saying after you talked about like you getting out of it.
Yeah.
You're not sure what triggered it, or you're not sure how you got out of it. I remember you saying that you wouldn't say you were depressed. Does that make sense? So like, you remember that you did a video on that?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say you were depressed. You were drinking, you're doing all this stuff that contributed to that, but you wouldn't have called it depression.
Yeah, man. So looking back at it now, especially in my mid-20s, like I think depression is something that can be thrown around a lot. But the depression itself, I think it was stemmed from my habits. So I don't think there was times that I was depressed, but like when you looked at my habits, I smoked cigarettes, I binge watched Netflix every night, barely slept. I would have like pre-workout in the at night before training, so I literally couldn't sleep. Then I'd have like 3-4 coffees a day. I'd eat shit food. On the weekend, I'd probably drink a case, sometimes 2 cases of beer, and then get on the bags all weekend. Like that isn't exactly a fucking recipe for a happy state of mind. So once I cut back the drinking and cut back the eating shit food and slept properly, like now, man, like my head's clear. I'm still the same person. I still have all the same, whatever it is, fucking trauma or experiences or whatever, but I'm not depressed at all because my habits are completely different. So I think a lot of the time, anxiety, depression, even, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I think even all these things, a lot of it can be habits driven, and obviously there is a portion to it that is going to be your trauma and your genetic makeup, and obviously not denying that, but I think a big chunk is the habits, and that's kind of where I was getting at. I think I remember that post, it was a while ago. But yeah, that's more so what I was getting at. Like the depression stems from the habits. Like if you're going out, if you're eating shit food, you never get outside in the sun, you very rarely sleep, you're in a shitty fucking relationship, and you drink 6 or 7 nights a week, like you can't expect to wake up like going, oh fuck yeah, I'm excited for today. You're going to wake up feeling like shit. If you wake up feeling like shit, your day is probably going to be shit. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have depression. It just means your habits are fucking terrible. Yeah.
What do you think those traumas have taught you most about yourself?
I think nothing's permanent. I think nothing is as big as you make it up to be in the moment. I think with like a lot of stuff in the moment, you can generally like feel like your life's over. But when you just zoom out, you're like, fuck, this actually in the big scheme of things doesn't matter at all. And it can even be small stuff. But I think as humans, we tend to really stress ourselves out with like just the overall impact like a certain situation has. Like say if you've crashed your car, like in that moment, you're like, fuck no, I've crashed my car. Like you're going crazy. But you zoom out, you didn't kill the person in front of you. You're not injured. Your car's fucked. Yes, you might have to pay a fucking bit of money, but like in the big scheme of things, it's not that bad. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day and it was like, oh, I'm scared about what people think. And then it like zoomed, one of those zoom outs, and it like zooms out to space and you're like, puts in perspective that, yeah, I think the caption was 8 billion people don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Oh man, exactly. You just got to not give a fuck. And I think we're both pretty introverted. I think it's easy to kind of think like what other people are, thinking about you, their opinions and that. But yeah, when you zoom out, it honestly does not matter. Like their opinions of you that they're probably not even having, we're just thinking that they might be, do not have any impact on us whatsoever.
Yeah.
So,
I think I've realized that this journey, it's like people are so caught up in their own thing.
yeah.
It's so hard for them to actually care about what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Like even the people closest to you that say they care,
yeah.
I question that a lot. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't even think I've seen you like a post for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like it's not 6 years, but like I don't see you ever comment. I'm like, do you even know what I'm doing?
Yeah, man. I think you literally just do whatever the fuck you want. Because everyone at the end of the day, they are in their own little world. Like it's very easy to just get stuck in your bubble. And then I guess everything else, like people have kids, they've got fucking full-time jobs or they're running a business. Like they've got a lot of stress. They've probably got very little bandwidth to actually go, oh, like what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that. Like there's probably like 0.03% of their brain capacity actually goes towards that shit. And then you might be one of those people, but it's very unlikely.
What were some of the traits of the ADHD?
So I used to struggle with focus. Used to be pretty hyperactive, but I tell you what's weird, since this whole way of eating, I'm pretty chilled now, which is crazy. Like all the symptoms have pretty much gone. I used to struggle to read as well. Like anytime I'd have to read a book for school, like I would just be stuck on the same page. Like I'd be going down and read the sentence and all of a sudden my eyes would go to the fucking bottom left corner and I'm like, fuck, I've got to go find my spot again. Once I started eating this way, I can just pump through books now. First time in my life. Like even when I was on Ritalin, like I struggled to read still with medication. So yeah, that was the main one. And then I guess the addictive personality, get a little bit obsessive sometimes with when I enjoy something. Like once I first started lifting weights when I was a kid, like I did it once and then I did it every day, like just fucking 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, now man, it's all settled. Like I don't really have any. Every now, my missus might say I would. Like sometimes I forget to take the keys. I'm going for a walk every morning, and she's like, "Did you get the house keys?" I'm like, "No, not again." But just simple shit like that. Other than that, man, I really don't feel like any of those symptoms are still lingering, which is crazy.
My mindset on addiction, because everything I remember you saying everything you did, you just wanted to be the best or obsessed. You just obsessed by it, and I think it became at a detriment to me in this pursuit because a few people close to me saw it as another one of those things.
Yeah.
Darcy's just doing this thing again.
Yeah.
So like I did weightlifting, but of course I like wanted to be the fucking best and was buying all the equipment, and then I started boxing while I was weightlifting, and of course I took a year off uni to fight. I took a whole year off. I was studying to be a paramedic. Yeah. Took a whole year off and did 6 amateur fights.
Yeah, wow.
Then found real estate, got into real estate, changed my career.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, got my blue belt in like 3 months, 4 months or something. Like just like absolute obsession. Yeah. So that when I found this new hobby, there was the fear from people close to me that it was just another hobby. Yeah. And I would get tired of it and stop it in 5 months like I'd done in the past with other things.
Yeah. What do you reckon is the main thing that you haven't, like this is obviously going to be a long-term thing?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like what is the Is there anything in particular that you feel like has been the push to make this more of a long-term thing?
The push was the fact that it wholeheartedly changed my life.
Yeah.
And it was an accumulation of everything I'd done in the past.
Yeah.
The boxing triggered the health stuff.
Yeah.
And the desire just to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my thing. Like, this is different. And I fucking love content.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So,
it's good having something to focus on. And when it's something for you as well, I find like, not like business isn't for everyone, obviously, but when you're building something, it's exactly like what you want to do. It's different. It's not like, it's not like just going to say boxing or something. It's something you can do for the rest of your life as well. Boxing, you know, obviously to be a professional fighter or even amateur fighter, it's very short-lived.
Nothing worse, bro.
Yeah, it's like fucking very short-lived. But this, you can build this and this can still be bringing you in money when you're fucking 80 years old.
Yeah. And I see what I said before about the accumulation of things that have happened in my life. I see the same for you.
Yeah, man.
And that's why I had the question written down that oftentimes I look at people like yourself and there is something that has happened.
Yeah.
And it's an accumulation, it's a build up, and it's why I'm not worried or concerned that I'm 30 and I've just found this thing.
Yeah.
And I've started a whole new thing. It's like, if I didn't have the thing that I had at 20 or 19 when I was fighting, I wouldn't have had what I had now.
100%.
How could I wish for things to be different? I think I'm one of those people, and I'm not sure if you are as well, but I overthink things a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how could have things been different? Why didn't I start this earlier? Why didn't I do this? I could have done that better.
Yeah.
And I think something I'm slowly starting to learn is that things are just meant to happen.
Yeah, bro.
The way they are.
100%, man. With that, you starting at 30, there is actually a bit of benefit to it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, if you've gone straight into, say, content creating at 18, or you've started your whatever business at 18, like right out of school, you haven't had the experience to know what fucking else is out there. Like for me, for example, carpet laying, one of the most brutal fucking like laboring intensive jobs out there. Like it's pretty full on. Like you're ripping up people's old dirty carpet. There's probably fucking piss and shit on it, like from the cats, and you're carrying it on your shoulder all day. Like it's pretty full on, and you're just crawling around on your knees and shit. So like to know that was one of my potential options that I was going to be doing, or that the fact that I sat in like a 9-to-5 job at a computer all day, just like fucking numbing my brain, like to know that was kind of where I was at, gave me such a bigger push. So when I did start like personal training, I can't remember how old it was, like early to mid 20s. I was a little bit behind. Like I was a little bit behind all the 18-year-olds. Like say in the gym, they were going in, they were kind of taking it for granted, where like they're like, say showing up late to work or missing their client session, where I got in at say 23, 24, and I was like, this is the fucking best thing ever. Like I couldn't wait to get to work because I knew how shit other things could be. And the same thing for yourself with like content creating. Like if you started when you were 20, putting in all the hours that you're doing, and then maybe you're seeing like your mates make more money than you're making from content at that time, but you don't know because you haven't had the experience from other jobs, like how much you don't like other shit.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sitting out the front the other day and I was about to start a video, and I think when you put yourself out and you're doing content, like sometimes there's just like times where you're just like, fuck this. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And the person like that quit his job coming up on 6 months ago would have probably thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've had a few of those moments where I'm like, yeah, I never thought I would think this way.
Yeah.
Like I never thought I'd get tired of filming a video. I used to fucking just want to do it every day. And I was sitting out the front of my car, and there's a house up the road that's for auction, and it was a Saturday morning. And I saw the real estate agent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
at 11 a.m. doing open for inspection. And I never used to do open for inspections, but it was a sign that I needed to remind me of the life that I once lived, because I used to be a real estate agent, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like
oh,
that,
man.
that could have been you.
100%, man. It's something. So with, this is on topic, but I'll give you a bit of pre-context behind it. Like with the protocol that I've been doing, it's pretty full on. Like I literally haven't had a single like cheap mouthful in like over 2 years now. So it's pretty intense. But what I've learned from that is when like the protocol kind of breaks up into phases, like you might just start just purely on steak and like nothing else, and then you might get like some fruits and that in, or say tea, for example. What I've learned from it is that you always want more, no matter like what you've got. So when I was just eating steak, I was like, fuck me, I wish I could just at least have a cup of tea or something. You get a cup of tea and then I'm like, fuck me, I wish I could have a coffee. And it never stops. Whatever you've got, you always want more. Like right now, I'm like, fuck me, I wish I could have some like dairy back in. But what the main lesson from that is like, you just got to fucking appreciate like what you've got at the time, because it doesn't matter how much you have, whether it's like money or fucking whatever it is, whatever you want, you're always going to want more. But if you can never like appreciate like what you have and all the little things, you're always going to be fucking miserable. So you just got to, you just got to find that.
Yeah. Do you think your obsessive nature has helped you follow that protocol?
Yeah, obsessive and stubborn as well. Like I grew up seeing my mum have a lot of health issues and my family have a lot of health issues, and they just kind of kept going in and out of the doctor. And I was just like, it just never made sense to me. Like,
were they food related, do you think?
I think most health issues are food related, to be honest. Like I think like majority of them are, or at least can be improved by food.
Yeah.
But yeah, like mum had arthritis and she had all these issues. So she got arthritis at 26, like very, very young to be battling something like that. And she was just always on and off like medication with it. And it just seems like I just saw the cycle from a young age, and I saw that they'll put you on medication, they'll increase the dose. If it stops working, then they will change the medication, and then that medication will have side effects and you need to get surgery. Or like I just saw the cycle. It's just a fucking big, like it's a big fucking money pit. Like that's all it is. And I knew that from a very young age. So once I had my Crohn's disease like diagnosis, I was at like, how old was I? I was 27 at the time, weirdly enough, like very similar to mum's age when she had her autoimmune issues. And I was like, I'm not going down that path because I saw it. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'll do whatever it is. Like if I just need to eat fucking like tuna for the rest of my life, I don't give a fuck. I'll do it because I don't want to go down that path. Like felt that strongly about it, where like I was like, I'm just refusing. I don't care. Like I didn't know the answer was going to be like carnivore and animal based at the time. I was like, I'll do whatever the fuck it is. So like quitting coffee, quitting beer, quitting all the foods I love, it was such a big challenge. But it was more the weird part about the time was I was actually very excited for my future at that point. Like I just got engaged, my business was starting to finally go good. So I was really excited about life. So I'm like, I'm not fucking setting aside all the last few years of work and all the changes that I've made. I'm not putting that on hold just because of this like health issue. And I'm not going to like let myself live at a lower standard because I'm on medication, feeling like shit and dealing with the side effects, because I've seen how that path plays out. Yeah.
I remember you said it was the first time I could eat without pain. I knew that this was the answer I'd been looking for. My energy, anxiety, skin, gut, performance, sleep, everything all improved fast. Now I've devoted my life to helping others lose fat and optimize their health with ancestral eating.
Yeah, man. It's it was weird, bro. Like it was a blessing in disguise. So I started trialing it on myself, and I was a bit like skeptical because as a typical kind of personal trainer, we're taught like calories, balance, like eat like food is all we know is calories and protein as a personal trainer. That's all we're taught, as you'd see on fucking every single coach on Instagram would say. And then it was a big mental shift because that's kind of how I was taught from mentors and other coaches I was working with. It's like, fuck, surely this can't be good. Like you need to eat veggies, right? And then like I ate veggies and I was still in pain. I went carnivore and had like a bit of like berries, and then that was all good. And I was like, fuck, all right, there might be something to this. And I didn't really make it public until I would say 4 months of doing it, because I just didn't want to like say anything about it until I knew it was actually effective. So I gave it a good test. I started posting about it, and then my clients started following it. Like I didn't even tell my clients to follow it. They just started doing it because I was posting my meals and my stories. And then they started going like, I'm feeling like really good from eating this way. Like my inflammation's gone down, like my skin's feeling better. I'm not hungry anymore. And I was like, fuck, maybe there's something to this. And then like long story short, like my health started improving, and then like my mum started like following it like a little bit loosely, but she started following it. She got off arthritis meds completely. So she was on them for like over nearly 30 years on arthritis medication. got off them completely. I was like, there's fucking something to this. So I started posting about it more and more people got interest. I started doing a bit more like meal plans that are like carnivore, whole food sort of based, and the results just got better. It wasn't like it wasn't like I was just focusing on fat loss anymore. It felt like I'd found something different. It's obviously nothing too crazy. It's just how humans have eaten forever. But just the results were just fucking next level. Like just hunger going, like people saying how much better they feel mentally, like their energy is the best it's ever been, their anxiety's gone down. And it's just like, it's given me, now looking back, I'm actually grateful for it, because learning to eat this way has given me the opportunity to help other people have way more impact in their lives than I could have had otherwise, back when I was just doing your typical like calorie fat loss kind of coaching. Like now I'm having impact. I just got a message yesterday. I haven't posted on Instagram yet. Like one of my clients has Crohn's. He just got his colonoscopy done. And his last colonoscopy done, he was like it was pretty fucked. Like the doctors were pretty worried about him. He's on all this medication. He just got it done. And it's the first time in, I don't know how many years, maybe let's say 8 to 10. He's had it since he was like a young teenager, unfortunately. But it's clear the inflammation's down. He's feeling better. He's lost like 10 kilos. He looks great. And I wouldn't have been able to have that impact otherwise. And so it is a bit of like a pinch me moment a lot of the time when I'm seeing this, because it makes me very like emotional and grateful that I can actually have that much of a impact on someone's life. So it's been like, I guess in a way, like, yes, I had to go through a lot of pain and suffering to learn all of this, but I guess the light at the end of the tunnel, it's given me a lot more opportunity to help others. And that, going back even further, that was the thing that was missing for me originally when I was depressed and all that. I just felt like I had no purpose. So now, yes, I've gone through a lot of pain and had to make a lot of changes, and I can't go out for beers on the weekend with the boys like I used to, but the impact I'm having is so much more fulfilling than like any of the other fucking food, drinking or drugs that I used to think was the most important thing in the world.
Is that where the emotion stems from?
With the
impact.
The impact, yeah, for me, 100%, man. Like just to be able to like make a difference. And I think it's very easy to underestimate the amount of impact as well. Like personal training and, doing group classes, you still have a massive impact. Like helping people lose weight, it's an amazing thing. I'm definitely not shitting on coaches that do that. It's an amazing thing. And I used to get like, when I was doing that, I was so happy and it's the most amazing thing ever. But now this is like one step further, and it's just it's a simple change, but just to get people their energy back, get them feeling good, and say fixing their gut issues, and actually say they're going for a colonoscopy and their inflammation's gone down. Like it's amazing.
Is there any story that stands out from someone you've worked with?
Oh man, there's a lot. There's been I've had a few clients like come off medication that they've been on for their whole life. I've had other, people with their arthritis like improve drastically. But the big one, I wouldn't say any one in particular. The main thing is just the fact that people are turning it into a lifestyle. I think a lot of people, when they start a coaching program, they do, the 6-week challenge or the 30-day challenge. And once that challenge is up, yes, they might get a result in the time being and they might lose a bit of fat. But once the challenge is done or their coaching program's done or they leave the group training gym they're at, they just go back to what they're doing before and they regain the weight and their shitty habits come back. And before you know it, they're back to square one. Their gut's fucked. They're feeling like shit. Whereas now, once people follow this and I get them to focus on making it more of a long-term lifestyle, they actually stick to it even once we're done working together. Like I'll check in sometimes with my clients. Like generally I'll work with a client anywhere from, 3 to 6 months sort of thing. And sometimes a year, but then I'll reach out to them sometimes a couple of years later or say 6 months later or something. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm still going good. Like I'm still doing the same thing. And that to me is more successful than like a before and after photo or any like one story. The fact that I'm helping people make it a long-term lifestyle where they don't need a fucking coach for the rest of their life or they don't need to do a 30-day challenge to get motivated. That to me like is probably the most rewarding part as well.
I remember you said once you learn the system isn't designed for you to stay healthy, staying healthier becomes a lot easier.
Oh yeah, fucking oath, bro.
Yeah.
It's man, like being in the in the medical system. Like I knew about it, like I mentioned with the stories about my mum. But once I was actually in there, it was fucked. Like with Crohn's disease, it's a digestive disorder, so it's IBD. It didn't make sense to me that they didn't offer any nutrition advice. So I come out from my colonoscopy and then I'd had my appointment with the specialist and she's like, yeah, you got Crohn's. She just threw all this medication at me, like I mentioned before. She's like, we need to update your vaccines because with Crohn's, your immune system will be compromised. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll think about that. Like I was actually open to it because I didn't know what the fuck Crohn's was at the time. And I was like, so what do I eat? She's like, oh, just a general healthy diet. I'm like, wait, what? Like it's a fucking gut disorder, like digestive disorder and disease. And she's like, oh, like I'm like, what do you mean by that? She's like, oh, just eat like a kind of healthy diet. Like, so no list, no guidelines, fucking nothing about nutrition. And that was a huge red flag for me because luckily I did have a background in nutrition. It was very like basic at the time, but I did have a background. And I was like, that can't be right. So I'm like, so what's the plan here? And she's like, well, we'll trial this medication. It was like steroids, anti-inflammatories, and the immunosuppressants. And then she's like, if that doesn't work, we might need to do like a stronger chemo. And then like if the inflammation gets worse, we're going to have to cut part of your bowel out and get one of those bags that they attach to where you, like that's how you shit. So you got to like fucking empty bag. And I was like, yeah, well, I might try something else first because that doesn't sound like the fucking best option. And yeah, man, just being in there firsthand, like it's sad. Like, and I get messages from people with like young kids. They're putting kids on chemo for this like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and all those different gut issues. It's a very silent kind of area. It's very overlooked of how backwards it is. Like we're destroying young like kids and teenagers' lives. So obviously it's still terrible for the adults, but I always look back, I'm like, yes, this has been hard, but at least I still enjoyed my teens and childhood and my like early 20s. Like to not have that would be fucked. Like that would be really tough. And unfortunately, most kids with Crohn's won't because they're having big flare-ups. They're spending their life in and out of hospital. I got onto mine early because I didn't take medication and I fixed my diet. But they're losing weight, they're frail, and like the rest of their life is fucked because they're putting them on such heavy drugs because they don't even try and fix your nutrition, and it's just a fucking money funnel. So there's a drug called Humira, which is an immune suppressant, and it brings in, I won't get the numbers exactly right, but per patient it brings in, it's around 50 to 70K per year per patient. Like Medicare obviously covers it, so you're not paying that out of pocket. But per patient, that is how much money you're bringing in. And there's hundreds of thousands, if not, millions of people with Crohn's around the world and IBD, and they use it for like arthritis and they use it for a lot of autoimmune diseases. That is it's a multi-billion-dollar industry that they're doing, and they're not even addressing diet. But if you think that they're not doing that for profit, like what else would they fucking be doing? When you actually look at the numbers, I get some people are a little bit skeptical, like, big pharma, they're not that bad. But when you actually look at the numbers, it makes sense why they wouldn't tell you to fix your diet.
We could go on a big rabbit hole there, I suspect.
Oh yeah,
it's not really. Yeah, man. When you put it like that, it's genuinely crazy.
It's mental, bro. Fucking 50. I'll probably getting the number wrong, but I know it's at least 50 to 80K, somewhere in that price range for how much like one patient brings in per year from using the drug. But you don't think about it like that because Medicare covers it. Because you're like, whatever, it might be 100 or 200 a month. That's not that bad. But really, they're getting paid that from taxpayers' money.
Did you notice a shift? Like when you got Crohn's, were there any old mindset habits or whatever that came back?
Oh,
like
yeah.
The lows and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, fucking oath, man. Yeah. It was hard. Like it's a silent battle because on the outside you look fine. I probably looked a bit sick in that, but like no one really knows what's going on. It's not like say if you fucking broke your legs and you're limping around. Everyone's like, oh fuck, poor cunt, he can't walk around. Like poor bloke. But with like in autoimmune diseases, it's a lot of them. It's just silent. You're just battling, and yeah, definitely felt sorry for myself and that kind of thing for a while. And it was just a big adjustment because, man, like it's weird. One day you're, having beers and pizza and you can go out to dinner and those kinds of things. Then the next year, like you can't do any of that stuff. So it's just like the click of a finger, you can't do it. Like once you have the flare up, you can't eat the foods without pain. So it's a very like underestimated like how much of an adjustment it is. I guess the hardest part was like socially, like not being able to take my missus wife now out to dinner. Originally, like very, very limited because it's not like with say if you're doing carnivore diet, you probably get away. You go out, have some steak and eggs, or if it's got a bit of seasoning on it, that kind of thing, it's not the end of the world. I had to do like no seasoning, like nothing. So like going out to dinner is almost impossible. Like no seasoning, no seed oils, because when my gut was that bad, like anything would flare it up. So it was definitely very isolating. But also the benefit of that was it gave me so much time to reflect and focus. And like I mentioned earlier, just gave me the ability to focus on myself. But the other hard part was two of the methods I used to use to deal with my, I guess, stress and whatever it was, I guess kind of emotional side of things was training really hard and then partying really hard. And then all of a sudden I couldn't do either of those things. And a lot of people, especially on Instagram, you see it as well, man, like that grind mentality and, there's so many people just like fucking work harder, man, like all that stuff. But what do you do when you can't do that anymore? Like, what's your plan? And like, because for me, training was everything. That was the only way I dealt with any mental health issue. I was like, well, I'm a bit sad today. I'm going to fucking run 30 Ks. Like, and then I felt better after. And I didn't need to deal with whatever it was I was dealing with now. Whereas now, because I'm not pushing as hard, I just have to deal with shit straight up. And that was such a learning curve. And a weird thing was so much like just old shit that I hadn't dealt with in years and years was coming up. And you kind of were forced to, I was kind of, forced to process it all.
Forced to sit in the shit.
Yeah, exactly, man. So
how important do you think that was in a way that sort of shaped the mindset you have now?
Oh, massive, bro.
Addressing that. So I'm assuming that was a time for you to actually address what had happened in your life up until that point.
Yeah, man. I think it's easy to just be on autopilot all the time and just be in the moment. But yeah, just having that time to reflect on everything and kind of get a bit more of a better understanding about myself was massive. And now just learning just to deal with things. And even like with my wife and our relationship, like we're so much better from it, just from communicating about stuff on like right away. Like if one of us is shitty with each other, we just like talk about it then instead of like sweeping it under the rug. Whereas before, I think it's normal just to kind of let things slide and not deal with them. You might go out for a few beers to take your mind off things, or you might go for a run or go to the gym. But when you're sick and you've got nothing else to do but fucking sit around and wait until you're feeling better, like you've just got to deal with everything.
Do you miss going out for a beer?
Oh yeah, for sure. I won't lie about that. Like I miss going out for a beer, but I was actually having this chat with my wife because like she'll still have like the occasional wine and stuff, and we talk about like drinking that a lot. But where I want my life to be in, the next 10 years doesn't align with, going out and drinking anymore. And I find I'm someone where even like I did get to a point like once I kind of got my life back on track where I could go out, for a couple of drinks and dinner and not be a big deal. Like I wasn't like that off the rails anymore. But I just still found the bad habits would fall in from there. Like I'd have 2 beers and I'd go home like, oh, let's get ice cream on the way home. And then the next day I'd feel like shit. And then Monday, I'd have a shit gym session because I felt terrible. And so it's just for me, alcohol opened up the gates to everything. So all those bad habits I mentioned at the start of the pod, alcohol was the stem, like the root of that, I should say. So like you don't go out and just buy a bag when you're sober. You don't put fucking $200 through the pokies when you're sober. Like all this dumb shit you don't do sober. You don't get KFC at 10 a.m. in the morning. Like if you haven't had a big night the night before, like every single bad habit I had stemmed from alcohol. Not to say I'm never like drinking again. If it's my best mate's wedding, I'll probably have a few drinks, but like very rarely. And just with how much and you'd know, like how much your brain needs to be on 24/7, you can't afford to feel groggy, 3 days a week recovering from a big weekend.
Yeah, so true. And it's funny, like for anyone that doesn't have what we have, there's a reason why I don't drink and I haven't drunk for a very long time. There's a reason why I've never drunk soft drink.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I don't drink coffee. There's a reason why I don't eat cake.
Yeah.
Like I don't eat anything that involves that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Of that, and I've harnessed that. I've thankfully been able to control that.
Yeah.
But if people say, "Oh, come on, surely just have a bite,"
Yeah.
that's not how it works.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish I could have a bite.
Yeah. Do you
Love
find
to have
like
a bite.
even when you were like younger, you couldn't have stuff in the house, or you just smash it?
Oh, well, I would smash it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I
was the
would.
same.
Mum used to hide the cookies.
Yeah.
I'd find them.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'd go hunting for them.
It is a big dopamine thing, hey?
100%.
Yeah. I just came off a bit of a deficit. Like I did a bit of a cutting phase. And your dopamine, like when you're coming out of it, is fucking very sensitive. Like it spikes from nothing. And that's where the kind of coffee started creeping back in. But I found myself like even just post-deficit, like I was just eating like butter and I was just going too crazy with that because once you restrict yourself like too much with it, well, I did get pretty lean.
Yeah.
Just the dopamine goes crazy. You find yourself scrolling more and just it flows
I don't
on.
have snacks in the house.
Yeah.
Well, we had butter. That's it. But then I stopped snacking on the butter because I was just like, I'm eating too much butter.
Yeah, you can't do it, eh?
Yeah, I lost like 5 kilos when I started eating and sleeping a bit better.
Yeah.
Just having less butter.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh? Just the small changes.
What are you most proud of yourself now?
Um,
Or is that I find it hard to talk about. If you ask me that question, I don't even know what I'd say.
well, yeah, man. I'll come up with something. I think there's probably no like one thing, but I think just the full change. I think going from someone who had all the bad habits and didn't really have too much direction to building the life that I want to live. Obviously, there's still like a long way to go of where I want to go and where I want my life to be, but I've definitely made a big change and I went all in, like just taking the leap, going all in. And I think as well, just fighting Crohn's and building something where I've helped heal myself and now I'm helping other people feel their best. So just the overall impact that I'm having, man, is what I'm most proud of for sure.
You spoke about where you want to be in 10 years. What does that look like?
So I'm a bit more of a simple man. I think for me, like one of my main things I want to prioritize is just feeling free. So I love being by the water. I just moved up to Sunshine Coast with my wife about 6 months ago. But I think longer term, like once we have kids and stuff, I would like to have a bit of land somewhere, some chickens, cows, that kind of thing. I can really envision that.
I was expecting you to bloody say you want to rule the world and you want to that sounds way better.
No, man, I'm simple. Like I'm fucking, once I get a bit more money, I'll just be like Land Cruiser. You won't see me in the Lambo. I'll be like a Land Cruiser on a farm. So I'll have that. I want to obviously build, a future for my family but where the main focus is just building the business. Like I want to scale a team. I want to be able to help more people. Just had a new coach start, so we're building the team at the moment. So the next couple of years we'll just be focusing on that. I just want to build a life where all my family's safe, wife is good, my kids are free, like they're living a really healthy life. I just want to, my whole future is going to be based off health and freedom. Really, they're the two things for me.
I remember you said it's crazy how fast life can change when you stop doing the same shit. I stopped partying and went all in on my business. I stopped eating bullshit food and went all in on health. The simple shift has led to some amazing stuff. Your dream life is only 1 or 2 habit changes away. Get after it.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean, right? It's all habits. That's it. Like just going back on what I was saying before, like quitting, not 100% quitting drinking, but cutting out alcohol and ultra processed food. Those 2 things like completely changed my life. And people think, oh, like I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like they overthink what they need to do, whether it's losing weight or changing their careers or starting the business. It's not necessarily like some magical thing you need to do. It's 1 or 2 things you need to stop doing that are going to change your life, whether it's fucking staying up all night and scrolling on TikTok. Like if you stop doing that, your life will probably be 50% better. It's just all the small changes. Like what has been like the changes that you've made, do you reckon? Like when you started this?
From when you say started, changes from my mindset, or what do you mean?
Like habits. Has there been anything that you changed?
I've had to learn to enjoy the process a bit more.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Habits, sleep, getting to bed at the same time.
Yeah.
Diet. Oh man, there's a lot. I mean, there are a few things I want to change as well. I probably do scroll a bit too much. And when I say scroll, it's more just like check.
Yeah.
Like especially when you go through like big phases that I've had on all platforms the past few months.
Yeah, it gets addictive.
The past 28 days has been probably like 20 million views across all my platforms, and it's like constant notifications.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell, man, like I just need to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not perfect, bro. Like I'm trying
100%.
to, grow and learn. And I suspect the version of myself that sits here and said these things in 6 months probably going to have other things to try and address.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. No, we're all human.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think, main habits for me recently, like I've obviously mentioned all the ones that have changed before, like the big scary ones that I had to all cut out. But recently it's been allowing some time for myself to just outside of the business. Because what was happening with my healing, I was 100% committed to the nutrition, but my gut healing wasn't moving as quickly as expected because I was working 12 hours a day, like on my laptop. I wasn't going outside walking and I felt guilty, like not working those big days. So now I give myself, like I go to the gym in the morning, but I go for a walk on the beach every morning, like without checking my phone. And I have set up a bit more like boundaries around like getting back to clients and like when I am and aren't on my phone. And just that alone, just allowing myself to focus a little bit more on de-stress. Like with healing, it's one of those things that doing more and having that grind mentality actually doesn't help you. No. And it's a very hard thing to break out of. So something I've always struggled with is I'd always need something to focus on, whether it's like a marathon or, focusing and training really hard at the gym, getting bigger, hitting PBs. I could always be working towards something. But it's the first time in my life where I've kind of had a little bit of an ego shift where I'm not focusing on anything, which was a real struggle for me because I kind of felt a bit guilty or like a piece of shit. Like I'm not training for anything. I'm not doing anything in particular. But I've realized that like healing my gut and, trying to cure an apparently incurable disease is a fucking enough of a challenge. Like I don't need to be running a fucking ultra marathon. I don't need to be like doing squatting the best of ever, like the heaviest I've ever squatted in the gym. Healing, like I'm doing something that's fucking not many people have done before. This is a challenge in itself. Yeah. So I'm more so committed to that recently. So like grounding every day, going for a swim, allowing myself time in the sun, probably working. Some days, I'll have my big days, but trying to stick to like an 8 to 10 hour day instead of like a 12 to 14 hour day. That's been the big shift. Like I had the nutrition aspect there for the last 2 years, but probably the last maybe 4 months I've just added in this other component. That's been a big shift.
I think I'm still fairly early on. Yeah. I'm not as established. I'm saying, I don't know. Like I still feel like I got a lot of work to do. So finding that balance is pretty hard for me right now.
Yeah. Oh, bro. There's a growth phase for sure.
Yeah. And I think it will, it has to come because it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
It's funny you say, like when I started though, like, there was I used to have jiu-jitsu, I used to have boxing, I used to have all these things.
Yeah.
And then I ended up buying a sauna and a nice bath and I've still got it here to this day.
Yeah.
And I just was comfortable in that being my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to be doing jiu-jitsu. I don't need to be destroying my body every day to feel something. I don't know what it was. And I sort of had that feeling. It was like almost like a lack, or you're not worthy if you're not doing something. And I realized that it was like I was doing all these things for other people.
Yeah.
It was like pushing. I had a really bad knee injury when I was doing jiu-jitsu. And I just kept pushing because I was like, oh, people are going to think I'm a failure.
Yeah, bro.
I spoke to someone the other day as well, and they said they're going through a struggle at the moment, and they were like, I feel like a failure. And I said, why would you feel like a failure when you've given something a go and it hasn't worked out? No one is going to think you're a failure.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You've given it a crack. Yeah. Bro, it's fucking weird how similar we are with some things, eh? Like, I had the same thing recently as well. Like, when I first moved up to Sunny Coast, I was like, I'll sign up to jiu-jitsu because I started doing it a bit, and I did a little bit of boxing like before I had Crohn's, and I obviously wasn't doing it during that time. And then, I went up, I was doing jiu-jitsu, and I was just finding, like, even now, it's just it was wiping me out. I got injured on like my third session in, like, fucked my shoulder. It's still a little bit fucked now. And then I had to take time off like training, and I kind of just had that mental shift. I was like, fuck, why don't I just like go, this is taking a lot out of me, like with all the healing and shit that's going on at the moment as well. It's probably slowing things down. I don't need to be a fucking athlete right now. I just need to I simplified my goals, and like, I want to get this gut 100% healed, and I want to like grow my business, and that two things is enough. And then like I started doing more saunas and ice baths. I was like, I'm happy with that, like just as an additional sort of thing, and that's going to help my recovery more so than impact it. So yeah, it's weird, man. I
used to make the sauna and the ice bath a pre-ritual of the potty, but it just got too much. Yeah. I was like spending a whole day with some people. They just wanted to stay in the sauna for so long. I was like,
yeah. By the time you're in there, you'd be buzzing after the ice bath for the pod. Yeah.
I heard someone talk about the difference between motivation and discipline the other day.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying the more challenging road is always the more rewarding one. There is no pill that beats consistency and discipline. And I thought about it, and I'm like, motivation is good, but I think it's fleeting, and discipline is, I think, way more important.
Yeah, man.
Than motivation.
Motivation's going to come and go. Like there's an example I use for my clients, because motivation is definitely a buzzword that a lot of people use when it comes to, fat loss and improving their health. And I say, look, you're not motivated to feed your kids every night. There's going to be days where you really can't be fucked cooking dinner, but you're not going to let your kids starve. And there's days where you can't be fucked going to work, but you're not going to just call your boss and say, hey, mate, I'm not really motivated today. I can't come in. Or if you've got a business, you're not going to say to your clients who have paid you for a service that, sorry, I can't provide that service for you because I'm not feeling very motivated. Your health is just another one of those things where you're going to feel motivated sometimes you aren't, but you still need to show up and do it, because it's just another area of your life that is as important as your kids, as your business, as your income. But most people only focus on family and their employment or their income first. Obviously, the two most important priorities, but health should be up there, because without your health, your family life will arguably be worse if your health is fucked, and your income will drop, or if it doesn't drop, you won't be able to get as much opportunity. Because to go like a little bit of a side tangent here, two guys both have the exact same skill set, like exact same skill set. They're both applying for a job.
Same super.
And then one of them is so overweight, sick, tired, looks like they've just woken up, a bit sloppy, doesn't look after himself. The other one walks in and he's healthy. He's got really good posture. He's standing up tall, cleanly shaved, looks good and healthy. If you're the boss, they both have the exact same resume. Which one would you pick? The healthy guy, obviously. So to say that your health isn't a priority, even if you're someone who's career focused, is fucking bullshit, because it is going to help improve your career or your business. And then on the family side of things, a lot of parents, or whether it's for your parents or partner, whoever it is, if you're always rushing around for them and it's like, oh, I've got to do this for the kids and putting them first, if you're not looking after your health, you're going to be more stressed.
Yeah.
You're going to be fucking more, going to be more tired, snappy, anxious. That's short term. So that's obviously not going to benefit your kids or your family or your partner. Long term, if you keep letting your health turn to shit, eventually when your kids get older, you're going to force them to have to make a fucking decision whether they need to put you into a retirement village or a fucking nursing home, instead of you living well into your 80s and 90s healthy, because you haven't prioritized your health now. But no one thinks long term like that. It's
yeah.
So health.
It's funny you say that. I think the longer I went on in my previous life as a real estate agent, and the more I became aware of that, the quicker I wanted to get out of the environment. I remember a big turning point for me was in 2024, I went to the races, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 2023. And then, I started Steak Lad in early 2023 and then didn't really do anything because that was my best year in real estate, 2023. And 2024 ended up being an absolute shocker because I was spending more time on the Steak Lad. But I went to the races and I just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So it was 2024 I went and I actually enjoyed it. And then 2025, whatever it was, 2024, it must have been 2024 because I left in 2025. So in 2023, I loved it. And then in 2024, I was like, because I'd been exposed to what a different life had been, or what it was like. And I was around all these people drinking and taking, drinking heaps and eating shit food that, that was being served. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And it's only after being exposed to people like yourself and a few other people that I'd met along the journey that I was like, what? This is just like, this isn't living.
Yeah. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, they probably think we're crazy for having that belief.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Like, it takes a while, man. And it's one, like, I definitely wasn't wired like this for most of my life. Like, I always loved training, I always loved eating clean, but I had the same mindset. I was like, fuck, like, you got to go out on the weekend and get like pissed. Like, what else are you going to do on the weekend? Like, but now I'm like, I fucking love going for a walk with my wife in the morning and going for a swim. And I'm like, this is the fucking best thing ever. And like every Sunday I wake up now, like, to give you a bit of context, waking up on Sunday without a hangover, let alone like Monday or Tuesday without a hangover, was an achievement for me back in the day. Whereas now, like, I couldn't think of fucking anything like worse. Like, and it's weird when you've probably noticed the same thing. Like, when you start going to stuff sober, it's actually like events really don't go for that long. Like, whereas before, I'd go out and I'd stay out the whole night. I'd go back to my mate's house and end up being like a big kick-ons kind of thing. But when you're just going out, say if it's an engagement party or whatever it is, you go out, it's literally like 4 or 5 hours max. So it's not like you need to really be disciplined for that long. Like, it's just 4 to 5 hours. You fucking eat a steak or eat some food before you go out, and you say no to alcohol for 4 to 5 hours. And then the rest of your week is going to be absolutely amazing. Whereas before, like, what I do is like, oh, okay, I'm going out to dinner at say 5 p.m, I'm going to start drinking at 1. So I'm nice and pissed by the time I get to dinner. Then I'm going to eat shit food and then it'll flow on. And then I'll have a big night, get a bag. And then I'll wake up the next day going, oh, fuck, I've done it again. That was my weekly ritual for years. And like, to not be doing that anymore has been the biggest fucking blessing.
Do you think you were escaping or something at that age when you were doing that?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I think it's first it was a bit of a distraction, I reckon, and then it become more of a habit, and that was the scary part. I think with bags, especially in Australia, we bloody love them down here. It's
I've never done them, thankfully.
Yeah, no, you're fucking better off for sure. But like, it starts off, you have a couple drinks, and then you might have you get pissed and you have a couple lines, like, oh, that's not bad, and then before you know it, you work your way up to like a bag, and you might have it every like month or so, and then before you know it, you're like, I can't drink without a bag. So then every time you have like 2 or 3 beers, you're like, fuck, you're kind of itching for a bag. And that's kind of how it starts. And then it goes from Saturday night, and in Australia with a big drinking culture, usually you'll catch up with your mates on maybe a Thursday, Friday night at the pub. So then before you know it, like, you're doing like a Thursday, Friday night session, and then like, you've got 4 days out of the week you're drinking and doing bags. And it just starts as simple as that, because it's not just about the fun or just you're escaping. It literally just becomes a habit, like smoking. It's crazy.
It's funny how self-aware, and whether self-aware is the right word, I used it before, but like knowing our limits. We are.
Yeah.
Because I've never touched it, which is probably crazy for a Melburnian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
That is like, went through the era that I did. It's like never touched that sort of stuff.
Oh man, it's good. It's honestly a good thing, because it can just throw you, it can turn your life to shit pretty quick if you don't get out of it. And like, don't get me wrong, I definitely had my fun with it. And like I said, it wasn't a bad time. Like, I was having fun at the time, but it was just more so when it became a habit, and there was a little bit of time, probably the last couple of years I was doing it, where I was going out and I wasn't intending, like I was like, all right, no, this weekend I'm not doing it. And I'd go out, have a few drinks and I'd do it. And that kept happening. So I was like, fuck, I literally can't drink without getting it. So that's a big part why I stopped drinking. It wasn't actually drinking in the first place. It was, I stopped drinking because every time I drink, I'd end up getting a bag.
I remember you, as a way for you to sort of quit that lifestyle, the process, I guess, number one was the awareness and acceptance that there was a problem worth addressing.
Yeah, bro, that I fucking forgot about that. But that's a big one, man. Like, if you don't actually address there's a problem in the first place, then you're never going to fucking solve it. And that goes with anything. Like in that case for me, it was addressing that, hey, maybe I do have a little bit of a drinking and drug problem. And at the time, you don't think you do just because everyone else is doing it. But just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean it's not a fucking problem. So it's the same thing with certain people when it comes to like weight loss or like getting their health back on track. It's very easy to tell yourself things aren't actually that bad because it's easier than addressing the fact that, hey, like I've let my health turn to shit. Like whether it's, you know, you're wearing baggy clothes or you're wearing a hoodie out and about, like covering up and that kind of thing. But it isn't until you kind of like address yourself and you literally have a fucking look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, fuck, like I've let my health turn to shit or my mental health turn to shit or whatever it is, that you can actually then realize that you need to make a change and actually understand like what you need to do to get there. Because if you don't, like I was doing and like so many people do, if you keep lying to yourself and telling yourself it's not that bad, everyone else is doing it, well, so-and-so is doing this and I'm like doing the comparison thing, you're never going to make a fucking change.
Step number 5, changing your identity. Stop saying you're a smoker, gambler, drinker, sugar addict, or you're not a gym person. Decide from this day forward you are a non-smoker or someone that is working on their health. Every decision you make should align with your new identity. This is how you break the cycle you're in. Stop pretending everything is fine when it's not. Take ownership and take action. Yeah,
that was an oldie. Yeah.
That went deep, bro. I always go deep.
Yeah. Man, it's an old one, but yeah, still very relevant. It's all about identity shift. I talk about this so much with my clients, like in my coaching program. A lot of people have languages that they use. Like I was actually kind of ripping in / roasting one of my clients this week about it. She was saying, oh, what did she say? She was like, I just can't control my cravings, or like, I'm just someone who just has no willpower. Like just little languages like that. Like, and if you're telling yourself that, your subconscious mind is going to pick up on that and you're going to eventually believe that to be your reality. So it's all about having the identity shift and not looking at, like, for me, more often than not, it's like weight loss and gut health, but like not looking at your weight loss journey, like I want to lose 10 kilos. Like that's got no fucking emotional buy-in. Like the second you get stressed out or there's a little bit of inconvenience, you're just going to fucking quit doing what you're doing. So it's all about having the identity shift and actually painting the picture of the person that you want to become and the life that you want to live. Like that's why we're so excited about what we do, because we can envision it. We can actually fucking feel what we're doing and we can see the future that we're going to have. But when it comes to like weight loss and health, people don't really do that. They go, I just want to lose 10 kilos. Like there's no fucking meaning to it. So instead, you want to actually have the identity shift and figure out like who you want to become. So paint the picture of what you want to do. Is it like, do you want to be a bloke that can walk his fucking dog on the beach with his shirt off in the morning and then come home and he's got energy like after work for his kids and missus, and he's the dad that's like running around all happy and energetic instead of the dad that's like fucking half asleep on the couch with a fucking like beer in his hand? Like what person do you want to become? And then focus on becoming that person. And the little languages that change everything when it comes to like breaking old habits is like, instead of saying I'm quitting smoking, to say nah, like I don't smoke. Like it's not that you're quitting, you don't smoke anymore. Or like you're like, for me, for example, I don't eat ultra processed food, and that was a hard thing at the start, but I don't do it. Like yes, eventually like I'll probably get to a point where I go out to a nice dinner and I enjoy myself, but I don't eat ultra processed food. Like it's who I am now. Like and it was a bit weird getting used to it. And at the start, it felt really weird. I was like, am I really going to say like I don't eat it ever? But now I say it and it's normal and it's my reality. So it's
not funny, but it's assuring how good you feel about yourself when you actually get to that point.
Yeah.
Because like I had the fear, obviously, when I stopped drinking, and there were the boys taking the piss, all this shit. And I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck right now.
Yeah.
If you told me anything, like if you were to say I was the biggest idiot ever for not drinking, like, cool, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good
man.
on you, man.
And at the start, it probably felt weird, but hey.
100%. I would be ashamed. I would not ashamed. I'm not sure shame's the right word, but I was like, there was something going on.
Yeah.
It was just whether it was fear, like I didn't want to tell people. And now it's quite accepted.
Yeah.
I think if I was to go into a bar and you were to tell a raging alcoholic that I didn't drink, I don't think they would really care. But back in the day, perhaps that'd have been different.
Yeah.
I think people are sort of, I'm coming up to 30 now. So like when I sort of started it, 26, 25-ish, you know, sort of stopped. I started, obviously, it wasn't just a cold turkey straight away. It was like around that age, I stopped doing a bit less.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is with me, as it is with you as well, it's like once I decide I'm going to do something, one of the last memories I have of my time drinking was like getting kicked out of a bar in Richmond for having my top off.
Oh, yeah.
Going like that in the middle of the bar because I was so pissed. And then apparently one of my mates came with me. I was walking up Bridge Ross on Swan Street, topless, and trying to get into other bars with no top on. But I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, who the hell? Like that. But that was just like a complete destroy yourself, all in. Let's get pissed as hell.
Yeah.
Like, and that happened regularly. You know, America was just another level.
Yeah.
And that's why I mean, if I didn't have America, I don't think I would be sitting here right now because that was just another level.
Yeah.
Because you were partying like every day.
Yeah.
I put on like 15 to 20 kilos.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got super
shit.
fat.
So what were you over there for?
I didn't exchange.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. So you were just partying the whole time?
Yeah, the first day, I remember, I'll never forget it, bro. My apartment number was 1343 and there was a big party in the pool on the first day.
Yeah.
And I went down and I got super pissed in like 10 minutes because it was a hot tub, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And we probably went down there at 6 and the girls that I had an apartment with were like, I'm just going to take it easy on the first day. And I was like, fuck that. We're here in America. Like, went down and the security kicked us out at 10 and I started chanting 1343, which is my apartment. Yeah. Went back up. I've got footage I can show you afterwards. Maybe I'll put it over this video. And I just remember, I'll show you the footage actually. It's hilarious. My whole apartment is just full of absolute strangers. And then the next morning, went down to the pool. Didn't know because I just blacked out.
Yeah.
Went down and I was like a bloody local legend.
Oh, really?
Walking down the pool, everyone's like, and from that moment, from that exact moment, I had to hold that standard.
Yeah.
So 6 months, I was just the guy that just got ratchet. Whatever the word is. I just got absolutely drunk at every opportunity and had to be the most drunk and do the craziest shit and have the craziest story.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like in that case, like you're saying, it kind of pushes you. Once you get to the extremes, then it kind of pushes you in the other direction.
100%.
Sometimes I honestly wonder if being the guy or girl with like that goes to the extremes is almost better than kind of being in that sort of mid-range.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like, I don't know, I feel like going extreme and then like, you know, stopping drinking, probably long term, I feel like it's a bit healthier than someone who just has like, say 4 or 5 wines a week just consistently.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, and a lot of people that are in this space have gone to the extreme.
Yeah, it's like fucking one extreme to the other.
Yeah, it's like that with content as well. It's like hate. Someone's described it as hate content the other day. Like if you get a lot of hate, or you get people commenting on, it's like that's good because it means because you're obviously going to get from that hate, you're going to have people the majority of people actually enjoy it as well. But if your content's sort of mediocre, it's in between, doesn't really do anything, no one's going to comment on it.
Yeah, you can't please everyone.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're just going to get lost in the fucking middle. Like no one's really going to care because it's either like people will go, fuck yeah, I agree with this bloke.
Yeah.
Or they're like, they won't pay any attention at all.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, you're a prick.
Thankfully, there's a million people that have an opinion on how to cook steak, so I get a lot of hate. So
yeah.
I get heaps.
Bro, I stay out of the comments now. It's my little hack. I used to get in there and try and like reply to everyone, but I just, not that it affects me too much, but I just don't think it's good just to hear the constant opinions of other people. Because obviously there's some negativity and stuff in there, but I kind of just post and then leave it now. That's been my new little
maybe that's
trick.
a new habit for me.
Yeah, because then I find the comments might kind of change like what you post more about as well, like subconsciously. So I just like post, see if they do well or do bad, and then
I think I don't care about the hate, but some of them have been like appearance, whether it's appearance. I forget, there was something in one video that got me, and just the way that I spoke or something, and I was like,
yeah. Sometimes you get some weird ones. You're like, fuck, I didn't even think about that. But it's all part of the process. And I think growing up in Australia, I imagine you're probably the same here. Fucking mates roast each other, so it's nothing. It's nothing new.
Remember when I started this thing? That's why I respect anyone who does content, because you got to go through so much shit.
Yeah.
I remember there's one guy who's the absolute. He just takes the piss. I don't like this guy, but I remember the early days. He'd walk in like, "Stay glad," like going like that. Like, and I was like, dude, come on, give me a break. But I wouldn't even put myself in that situation now.
Yeah.
Whereas the old, I'm confident in like not doing that shit now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. Got to create your environment.
Is there anything we haven't spoken about today you'd want to touch on?
No, man, we covered a lot today. I think it was good. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
Thanks
good
for having me, man.
No, pleasure, man. I've been wanting to have this conversation for a while, and doing what you're doing, brother, it's pretty inspiring. So
bro. Appreciate you having me on. We've been chatting for a bit now, so it's good to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was knock on the door straight into it, brother. Now we've got to cook some steak.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's get into it. Thanks for your time, mate.
Cheers, mate.
So good.